Motorsports 360. Once again, we are back in your life, wherever you may be, however you may be listening to us live in Batavia, whether you're on TuneIn or on YouTube or on your car radio. What's up, everyone? It's Murray Sakala. Hope you're having a great day today. And oh my goodness, what a weekend we had in Pocono. Today, we will be recapping the Pocono race. We will also be recapping the Texas races for both IndyCar and the trucks. We've got a whole lot to get to. It's going to be a good one today. Let's meet the panel. First up, we have Michael Kelly.
Howdy.
We also have Jake Rogers.
I think he's away at the moment.
Sounds like he is. And we also have Cody Smart.
Cody.
Hello, YouTube and radio world. How's it going today? Don't you worry, we'll try to get Mr. Trump, aka Jake Rogers, up here. Hopefully, he comes up pretty soon.
Who has a new profile picture? I'll mention that. Now, if any of you guys want to join in on the conversation, you can just go onto our YouTube chat page, such as What Night Racing is doing right now, also known as Tristan. He is listening to Glass Case of Emotion right now. I don't know what that is. But anyway, we're going to get right on with the show. Also, Kelvin will be joining us in a little bit, and he's actually walking into the station right now as we speak. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Not much, you?
Not much.
What the heck do you have, like an electric guitar?
No, it's the stands for the speakers I forgot in my house for the last month.
From your wedding?
Yeah.
All right.
Marty,
What's up?
say hello to my friend. You forgot to introduce him.
Oh, yeah. Michael's friend is here. Say hi.
Hi. His name is Logan.
I think we met him a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You did.
Do you remember who his favorite driver is?
Larson?
Close.
Elliott? McMurray?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was it. Oh, it's Blaney's podcast. Okay. All right, let's get right into it. Let's recap first off the Cup Series race we had at Pocono, the Exalta 400. So, it started out on lap 35, and Cody Ware to take it to the garage for the vibration. However, though, Dale Jr. was suffering from engine problems all weekend long, not just in practice, but in the race. Took his car to the garage. He was done. And then in stage one, your top 10 was Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Matt Kenseth, Jamie McMurray, and Austin Dillon. And then in the final laps of stage number 2, Jimmy Johnson hits the wall hard after, I think, was it an engine or what was it?
Looked like a tire went down and it was left front.
It was brakes.
It was weird.
His brakes went out.
They're saying it's brakes on the chat.
It's brakes.
Yeah. Jamie McMurray also got caught up in it. They were done. Jimmy Johnson was holding onto his wrist after that accident, but luckily, though, he did not have to go to the hospital for further observation. Then we get to lap 140. Casey Kane gets involved in an accident, and as we can see here, Kelvin's shaking his head. Nah.
Kid can't catch a break, man.
And then we had pit stops. Everyone came into the pits except for Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch stayed out, made a bold move. Now, let's keep in mind this. His crew chief, Adam Stevens, is out for 4 races due to that loose tire that came onto the track. That's up an amazing restart. Then with a few laps to go, Ryan Blaney makes the pass for the lead after Kyle Busch blocking him many times. You should have heard the crowd, actually. I watched a fan video. I think it was the day after Blaney won. And the crowd was going nuts when Blaney made that pass. Just like when Stenhouse made the pass on Kyle Busch.
Did you see the Twitter post from Blaney? Dan Earnhardt Jr. threw him a party.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Threw him a party.
Brett Danica and Ricky with them as well. I saw that. That was pretty
That's
funny.
awesome.
Yeah. And then the final results, Ryan Blaney takes the win. Kevin Harvick second. How about Eric Jones in third? His best career finish in the Cup Series. Kurt Busch fourth, Brad Keselowski fifth, Martin Truex sixth, Kyle Larson seventh, Chase Elliott eighth, Kyle Busch ninth, Matt Kenseth rounds out the top 10. Now we move on to the Xfinity Series race that also happened at Pocono. This was a drivers-only broadcast as Fox invited all a lot of the Cup drivers to come in and broadcast it, and not like your usual Adam Alexander or Michael Waltrip. It went Kevin Harvick as the play-by-play, Clint Bowyer and Joey Logano as color commentators. On pit road, it was Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse, and Ryan Blaney. And then during the Hollywood Hotel, this is what was really funny. It was Danica Patrick and Denny Hamlin.
Danica's face during that. Everybody made the meme. How can I wreck a car for me?
Oh, yeah. My friend Tristan sent that to me. And
That
then
was funny.
boom goes the dynamite. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so race was, we didn't really have that many cautions, 3 for 15 laps. The first one was the stage 1 conclusion. Your top 10 for that was Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin. Was it? No, not Denny Hamlin. Kyle Benjamin. I forgot he was in that. Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon. Who was the 18 again? Was it? Oh yeah, was it Suarez, right? Yeah, it was Suarez. Then Justin Allgaier, William Byron, Daniel Hemrick, Ty Dillon, and Brennan Poole. Then stage 2, your top 10: Brad Keselowski, Kyle Benjamin, Cole Custer, Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, Brennan Poole, Bubba Wallace. For which I'll mention this, probably the last time we see the 6 on the track for the season.
I don't think you'll see the 6 at all. I think it's done.
Yeah, I think it's done too.
I think Roush Fenway is on its way out. I think they're going to sell it.
For the Xfinity Series?
Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. Ryan Reed, Matt Tifft, and Brendan Gaughan. And then we get to the final lap of the race. Kyle Larson leading at the time. Brad Keselowski second. Justin Allgaier in third. Coming off of turn number 1, Larson tries to block Keselowski when Keselowski has a run on the inside. Forces Keselowski off the track into that runoff area. Keselowski takes the lead. It helped Allgaier get to second, and there's the win. Keselowski gets the victory. Justin Allgaier second. Kyle Larson third. Elliott Sadler fourth. Daniel Suarez fifth. Brendan Gaughan sixth. Cole Custer seventh. Ty Dillon eighth. Daniel Hemrick ninth. And Matt Tifft rounds out the top 10. Anyway, I do want to mention something else that was really cool. In Saturday's Drivers Only broadcast, Ryan Blaney interviewed Brad Keselowski in Victory Lane. The next day, when Ryan Blaney wins, Brad Keselowski decides to interview Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That was amazing. I don't know if it was his.
You know whose idea that was?
Who was it?
What's her name? Caitlin Vincent?
Yeah. Caitlin Vince? No,
No.
Jamie Little.
Jamie Little. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Someone should give Jamie Little a raise because of that. That's probably the best decision she's
Probably the
ever
only
made on
time I've ever
Fox.
liked
A $200 raise and 10 million likes on our video.
Alrighty. Anyway, just want to see what's going on in the chat. Now we move on to the Truck Series race at Texas, a standalone race for NASCAR this weekend. With the new 2017 layout, the first few moments of the race, it was a little bit boring because it was the low line since the high line had very little to none grip in that. However, though, once we got the race going, the high line was starting to work out well. A lot of drivers trying to side draft as much as they could. But we got to talk about the main part of the race. The final lap, overall technically 2 laps to go, coming off of turn number 4, while Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe were side by side, Austin Wayne's Self in the 22 gets loose, goes around. Timothy Peters, nowhere to go, gets involved in the wreck. His car gets into the grass. The splitter digs in at first, and then the car goes super airborne from the tire. The tire digs in. It was either that or the left front suspension. Digs into the grass. Huge air for Peters and sends him upside down at Texas. Who saw that coming? That was nuts.
My only complaint from that was kind of how they finished that race.
Yes, let's talk about the finish as well. Because they crossed the final lap, they crossed the line, the white flag, which meant that if a caution came out, the race was done. Once the caution came out, Christopher Bell took the win and Chase Briscoe was in second. People thought that Chase Briscoe was ahead if you looked at the replay Fox was showing. However, though, when that yellow light came on that Fox was showing and it showed Briscoe was ahead, that's not the official light. Those caution lights that are on the fence, those are just for the fans' hospitality and for their pleasure so they know when a caution comes out. NASCAR uses the wheeling light, which is a light on the fence that you couldn't see at all. You've probably seen it before, like such at Talladega when that Brennan Poole, Elliott Sadler mayhem was going on there. And at one of those moments, that light came on before the fence lights did, and it showed Christopher Bell ahead of Chase Briscoe barely. That was a very close finish. The rest of the top 10, Grant Enfinger 3rd, Ryan Truex 4th, Ben Rhodes 5th, Justin Haley 6th, Noel Gragson 7th, Johnny Sauter 8th, Matt Crafton 9th, and Kaz Grala rounds out the top 10.
Oh yeah, Marty.
What's up?
Did you see the tweet that Texas Motor Speedway put out?
Oh, that was funny. Use the SpongeBob meme.
Chase Briscoe wears a head or something like that. And it was, yeah.
Chase Briscoe wears a head. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the other IndyCar race that we had at Texas. Or the other race we had at Texas, the IndyCar race. A little bit of controversy going on throughout the race, especially when the big one happened, which took out many drivers, such as Elio Castroneves, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Carlos Munoz, Ed Jones, Tristan Vautier, making his first start in the 18, filling in for Sebastian Bourdais, Mikhail Aloshin, James Hinchcliffe, Joseph Newgarden, and people thought, okay, so here's what happened. When the red flag came out for the cleanup, Dale Coyne, the owner of Ed Jones and Tristan Vautier, the 19 and the 18 respectively, came over to Tony Kanaan and said that was his fault, and then Tony Kanaan's voice crack. Tony Kanaan's owner, Chip Ganassi, says that it was Hinch's fault. We'll talk more about that wreck in a little bit. But anyway, Will Power takes home the win. Tony Kanaan 2nd, Simon Pagenaud 3rd, Graham Rahal 4th. I want to give a round of applause to Gabby Chavez. The 88, the Harding Group, it's a brand new team in IndyCar. They finished in the top 5. Round of applause for them.
Oh yeah, Marty.
Yeah?
Guess who predicted who would win that race?
You?
Guess who predicted? Yeah, I predicted it.
Marco Andretti 6th. Connor.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, what?
Can we backtrack for a second real quick? I was trying to find this tweet and I just found it.
Yeah.
Backing up to the stupid clock. The Truck Series race, the finish. This is a tweet by Steve O'Donnell.
For those of you guys on YouTube, you can
That's
see it.
the exact time of caution right there.
That's when the wheeling light came on.
There's this tweet right there. That's the video that NASCAR looked at when they made that call.
Yeah.
So there you go, haters.
Yep.
But I still think Chase Briscoe should have won that. It's a little biased, but rules are rules.
Chase
Yeah.
Briscoe won, but NASCAR's rules.
Finishing out the rest of the top 10 for the Indy race, Marco Andretti 6th, Connor Daly 7th, Max Chilton 8th, Scott Dixon 9th, and Takuma Sato 10th. Fun fact in this race, if I am correct, by looking at it, 9 drivers were running on the track when the race ended. That shows you how crazy Texas was.
This thing that you say is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, now that we are done with the race recaps, let's get to the headlines that we've witnessed from the past week. Let's give you guys an update on Eric Almirola in case you guys don't know what has happened to him. Almirola was injured in a race at Kansas with a vertebrae injury. A scan Friday showed that Almirola could return next month after suffering a partially crushed vertebrae in a May 13th crash. According to Bob Pockers from ESPN, he has a slight chance of only missing 3 more races and returning for the July 8th race at Kentucky, but it's more likely he returns at New Hampshire or Indianapolis. Almirola told Motorsport.com as well he is hopeful for New Hampshire. Speaking of the 43, a wild scare happened in the Cup race post-race. Bubba Wallace, while doing his interviews, he passed out on pit road. A scary moment. Must have been dehydration, most likely. It shows you how hot it is in those race cars. That was scary for Bubba.
All I gotta say to Bubba is, welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah, I was going to say, plus you got to consider the fact he's never run that long of a race before.
Yeah, true. That was a 400-mile race. Bubba usually runs up to 300 miles.
At Pocono, with shifting, with the best
He has to
driver-
run back to back. He has to run a Saturday, Sunday. Ever.
With all that pressure on him as well.
Yeah.
Driving the 43 and the 6's last race, there's a lot of pressure on him that weekend.
So if Almirola returns, what's Darrell Wallace going to do now?
I don't know. What I would like. We'll actually talk about that. Actually, no, I don't have that on the rundown. Actually, we'll talk about that right now. I believe that I could see Richard Petty Motorsports bringing back their Xfinity Series team if they can get some sponsorship in, putting Bubba on the 43 full time in the Xfinity Series.
I think Bubba Wallace has sponsorship. Doesn't he have sponsorship from Lados?
But not for the 6 car. 6 car is done due to lack of sponsorship.
Yeah, I think their Lados contract expired, if I'm correct.
I'm
Wallace
sure they
signed-
might find some sponsorship soon.
Wallace signed a 9-race deal with the 43 car, didn't he? Wasn't it a 9-race deal that he signed up with?
I think it was like for until Almirola comes back.
But it's maxed out at 9 races,
Ah, okay.
giving Amarola significant time to heal if needed.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna get the medical waiver to where if he finishes inside the top whatever and has a win, he's gonna get in like Tony Stewart did.
Yeah.
So he'll get the medical waiver just like Kyle Busch did.
Okay.
Logan has an opinion on this.
Okay, Logan, which is Michael's friend.
Bring the 44 car back.
Ooh. Like the
That-
44 car.
Yeah, I think that can also be like a possibility. Just
Yeah, I
bring
can
the
see that as
44
well.
back.
Because, well, I don't know if the 44 has
Neil.
sponsorship because Twisted Tea was their main sponsor last season, and then they moved to Ty Dillon, but Albertsons and Shore Lodge wasn't. That was like Brian Scott's dad.
Who's in the 9 car?
No one. It's just
Here's
the
what
one car
I'm hoping.
team.
Here's what I'm hoping. Penske brings up the 12 to the Cup Series full time and puts Blaney in it. So then they're up to a 3-car team, of course, if they can afford it. If they win the championship, which it looks like they will, they could afford it. And then they move Bubba into the 43, and Eric Almirola is out of the ride.
All right. I could see that happening as well.
Yeah.
in my
Oh, and
opinion.
I mean,
Almirola can move up to the 21, or Bubba can move to the 21. Something like that.
Yeah, I think more likely Bubba's going to go into the 21 than the 43, but that's just me.
I messed up my word. So I was going to say the 21. Then I forgot about it.
Anyway, let's continue on with our headlines here. There's a driver change in effect this weekend at Michigan. Greg Gardner will not be driving the 23 Dr. Pepper Toyota for BK Racing. It's not due to his driving ability, but it's a financial decision for the team. Ryan Sieg, who drove the 83, I believe it was at Dover, if I'm correct. Yeah, he'll be driving in the 23 this weekend at Michigan. Should be interesting to see how he performs. Some big video game news. So all my YouTube friends, they're video game fans. The big news that came out here: NASCAR Heat 2 will feature the Xfinity Series and the Camping World Truck Series when it comes out. It's been something we've been waiting for 10 years, ever since NASCAR The Game 2011 announced that they would not have the Xfinity or the Camping World Truck Series. The first time since NASCAR 09, back in the EA Sports days, we feature Xfinity and Truck Series racing. It also includes the 6 standalone tracks, which are Road America, Mid-Ohio, the Xfinity Series tracks, and the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park up in Mosport, where the trucks race, the 2 ovals, Iowa, which the Xfinity and the Truck Series race at, and Gateway, which the Truck Series only race at. And the big one, the Eldora Speedway, will be coming into the game for the Truck Series. I think that's the big thing I'm excited for in this game when it comes out.
Yeah, more money for Tony Stewart.
Yeah, true.
But no, I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, I looked at the reviews of the first game, so I was talking to you about. I was thinking about buying it the other day, and you said,
Yeah.
"Don't buy it; it's not worth it."
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back in the early days of gaming, like when PC gaming was the thing, and consoles were kind of like iffy. And then the 64 came out, and the PlayStation came out. They used to have the sprint cars on. They used to be able to you started out your career as a sprint cup driver on dirt, worked your way up to truck
Dirt to
series,
Daytona.
all the way through.
Dirt to Daytona.
They need to bring that back.
I mean, they technically kind of are because they do have the Eldora Speedway.
I know, but I'm talking where you start out in your little sprint car,
Yeah.
like most of these drivers in the show do now. They start out in sprint cars,
Mm-hmm.
driving on dirt tracks week in and week out, 4 or 5 times a week, and then they get to where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in the game.
All
Granted,
right.
you could start somewhere else if you really wanted to.
Morty, did you mention Gateway?
Gateway, yes, I did.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
The cover, once again, on NASCAR Heat 2 will be Kyle Busch. The game will come out on September 12th for PS4, Xbox One, and Windows PC. Speaking of Xbox, how about that new console they announced? The One X.
You just wait. I'll have it the day it comes out.
You will?
I will have it the day it comes out.
I kind of don't consider it a new console because it's kind of still Xbox One. But that's just me.
I'm just hoping that when Project Cars 2 comes out, they'll be able to get like some virtual reality stuff on Xbox One X.
Virtual reality, I think, is still a lot farther away in gaming than people think it is, only because of the side effects of playing it for the hours and hours and hours that gamers play it for.
Yeah.
Is you can fall into a trance of thinking that after you take it off, you're still inside the game. It feels like you're still in it.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a limit on to how long you should be able to, like, how long you play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're going to see it in other aspects of life. You're going to see it in, like, parts of it will be, like, you can go to, like, experience it and stuff like that and get your body used to it, and then you'll see it explode into gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go back to NASCAR Heat. There's still, like, some people speculating on if NASCAR Heat 2 was good or not because of the first game. But just to let you guys know, they only had like 7 months to develop it. Now that may seem like a long time for a lot of people, but to make a game, that's pretty short.
Yeah, to make a video game in 7 months compared to the massive gamers. I don't know if you guys have heard. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Witchcraft or something like that, and it is a game that it takes like years to beat. It was developed over like a span of 7 years.
Wow.
And that game is rated 10 out of 10 by like every major gaming consumer ever. That's how like smooth the graphics are and how effective it is.
I don't really trust reviewers now, but that's kind of like a discussion for another day.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on with the headlines here. Fox is adding some more driver analysts for the final few Xfinity races of this season. Austin Dillon and Regan Smith will be driver analysts. Dillon will be helping Adam Alexander and Michael Waltrip call the race at Michigan on Saturday, while Regan Smith will be offering his analysis from Iowa Speedway. This rounds out Fox Sports' schedule of Xfinity Series racing coverage before the move to NBC, which is actually in a few weeks when they go to Daytona. Speaking of Daytona, there's another MMA league that's been announcing a partnership with NASCAR. Well, not really NASCAR, but with the Daytona International Speedway. The Professional Fighters League, which is a brand new league coming off of the World Series of Fighting. They have announced that their Daytona event will be taking place on Friday, June 30th as part of the Coke 0400 weekend at the World Center of Racing. It will be held in the Uno Fan Zone, the University of Northern Ohio, following the completion of the Firecracker 250 Xfinity Series race. And I believe, if I'm correct, this will be shown on NBCSN, and it will be. Admission for guests will be included in that Firecracker 250 race ticket. And one more headline here. Daytona is actually unveiling a new ticket package for the upcoming weekend. The limited offer was going to cost $4,000 and includes more than a dozen amenities and experiences that they are touting. It includes hot laps around the track, admittance to the driver's meeting before the race, a seat in victory lane, hot pass for garage access, private viewing for the race, and much more. That's off of J-Ski. That's every race fan's dream right there.
Now, I get that it's the Coke 0 400. Now it used to be the Coke 400 and Pepsi 400. It's changed Coke names. It seems like forever because it's July 4th weekend and whatnot. But that's another thing only rich people are going to be able to afford. What casual NASCAR fan can spend $4,000 and go do all that?
That's like paying $120,000 to get a courtside seat for Game 5 of the Cavs Warriors game.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And
something. Don't get me wrong. It's a great idea. It's a great concept by NASCAR, but that's yet again, that's not your diehard fan base that can afford that ticket.
Mm-hmm.
That's some rich kid, spoiled rich kid that's going to get that ticket and not enjoy it as much as a regular NASCAR fan would.
Mm-hmm.
Cough, cough, Mr. Gallagher. Okay.
Alrighty, we're gonna play a few announcements real quick before we get to our next segment. So we will be right back. Stay with us.
Have you gone to tour Brockport yet?
I did a few years ago. I might do so over the summer.
Because I'm thinking about doing the transfer one.
Nice.
To see that, to go like you tour your community, like you tour your major area.
Oh, okay.
And Val, that did awards maker yesterday.
Mhm.
It was yesterday, and Val was there. So
Yeah.
Val and I talked about Brockport, and she said Brockport has like 4 programming studios and 4 actual stations, and they're all in the student union.
Nice.
I was like, sweet. So she said, check it out.
Nice.
So
All right, welcome back to Motorsports 360. It's now time for everyone's favorite segment, which is discussion time. So the first question is, we have seen a total of 10 different winners this season. And we've had 3 first-time winners. Ricky Stenhouse at Talladega, Austin Dillon at Charlotte, and now Ryan Blaney at Pocono. So the first question is, how many different winners will we get in 2017? Go first, Kelvin.
I think you're going to end up with a total of 5. You're going to get 2 more. Chase Elliott's going to win one, and so is my pick, who I thought would be the next first-time winner, Daniel Suarez. I think Suarez gets in.
Okay.
So there's your 5.
All right, Michael. Michael.
Mike.
Okay, moving on to Jake.
Okay.
Did you call me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Called me. I'm sorry.
You want the question again?
Yeah.
How many different winners will we get in 2017?
Oh, you guys know. Well, you know, Marty. You, Jake, and Cody, and Kelvin know. But I've already been preaching this. We're gonna have 16 different winners. Heck, we could even have more than that. Shush.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, Jamie could win. Jamie could win at Daytona, or he could win at Indy. He's won at both those tracks before. You got Kevin Harvick hasn't gone to victory lane yet. 3 of the 4 Joe Gibbs cars are going to go to victory lane. I can almost guarantee that. Who else we got? Clint Boyer. I still believe that he's going to break through this season. Danica will not win a race ever. Junior could pull one out at Daytona. I think Chase Elliott's going to win this weekend at Michigan. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Okay, Jake.
Logan said Jamie is going to win at Bristol.
All right, let's go to you, Jake.
I know maybe how much, probably like, I don't know, maybe 16 or 17. I know that's kind of a long stretch, but you never know. I don't think we had that many since like 2002, but some in mind, possibly Jamie McMurray, Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, at least one Joe Gibbs driver. Matt Kenseth could be one. Denny Hamlin, maybe even Kyle Busch. Who knows?
Did I misunderstand this question?
Well,
You asked how many first-time winners, right?
no, how many more winners we will get?
Oh, I thought you asked how many first-time
I think it's how many winners, period.
How many winners, period? Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to get over 5.
You think we-
I thought you said how many first-time winners.
You think we're going to get 5
I think
more
we're going to have
winners?
5 total for the whole year. So I think you get 2 more first-time winners, but you're going to end up with a total of 17.
Okay. All right, let's go to you, Cody.
Oh wait, I wasn't finished.
Yeah, he wasn't finished yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
you weren't
so
finished?
at
I'm
least-
sorry, Jake.
At least one JGR car will win this season. I know that. Maybe even, lastly, Eric Jones, because he's been strong all year.
Yeah, Eric Jones should win a race this year. All right, let's go to Cody.
Okay, so we have 10 different winners, but 9 chase spots got taken because Joey Logano got encumbered and he never went for an appeal, from what I heard. So now we're asking this question. How many more drivers are going to make the chase via a win? Let's figure this one out. So we go to Stuart Haas Racing, we only get Kurt Busch winning, which is pretty bizarre. Because Kevin Harvick hasn't won a race yet. He could have won Atlanta if it wouldn't have been for his penalty. And he would have won Pocono if he wouldn't have gotten outsmarted by Ryan Blaney. And then we move on to Clint Boyer. He's been good, even though he's been falling a bit the past couple of weeks. I think he'll bounce himself back up. Probably Sonoma. So Clint Boyer could be a surprise winner at Sonoma. He could be. Harvick, I'm pretty sure, is going to win a race before the chase. Then moving on to Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott's going to win. He's either going to win this week or he's going to win some other week, which reminds me, when we go to predictions, remind me to choose a different driver. But yeah, we're going to save that till later. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., let's see. Okay, so Dale Jr., he's probably going to win Daytona. He will probably win Daytona. It doesn't mean he will, but he probably would. And then Joe Gibbs Racing. Oh my gosh. They've been having terrible luck this season. I mean, really. But I do see Kyle Busch winning at least a race. That is another given. And Matt Kenseth winning a race before the chase. So that already adds up, if I am correct, 6 more potential winners. And then we add Eric Jones to that list. Like, Eric Jones, he's probably going to be winning one of these races before the chase. He's been your best dark horse, probably other than Ryan Blaney, to be honest. So I feel like we're probably going to have, unless I accidentally skipped another big driver, we're going to have 7. Huh?
You said Jamie.
Jamie McMurray.
Oh, Jamie McMurray. Oh, okay. But yeah, Jamie McMurray's been doing he's been doing pretty good too. The problem is he's been falling a little bit just like Clint Boyer. But McMurray, I see him being a potential threat against Dale Jr. Daytona, possibly.
He just crashed.
One more thing. Chip Ganassi as a whole is doing really well this season. It's gone to a point now where I wouldn't be surprised if they announced a 3rd car in their stable next season.
Yeah, Brandon Poole in it. That would be pretty good for Rookie of the Year. You get Brandon Poole in there. And he might win Rookie of the Year next year if he's the only one.
Yeah, I mean...
Doesn't say for certain, though.
All right.
Cole Custer.
Here is...
All right, let's move on. All
right, here's my take on this. Based on Jay McMurray's performance this season, he will get a win this season before the chase starts. I believe he will win. Kevin Harvick, was shocked to see with this many races throughout the season. I don't know how many we've had so far, but we're shocked to see Harvick has not won a race yet. He's got to get one before the chase begins. It's Harvick. Harvick wins one. Trevor Bayne, he's been improving, though. I don't really see him winning, in my opinion. Hamlin, I think he'll get one. Clint Boyer, I'll be close with him. Kyle Busch, he's got to get one. That's 4. Kenseth, I don't know if he'll win or not. Chase, absolutely. So that's 5. Let's see here. Who else has not won? I think, okay, here's what I also think. AJ Allmendinger, I think he's going to get a win as well because we haven't even gone to a road course yet, and that's where he shines. And let's remember, he won at the Glen in 2014, got into the chase, so make that 6. And then it is Eric Jones, who I think it will get a win as well. So that's 7. Dale Jr., that will be close, in my opinion. That'll be close with him making the win or not. His best track, though, will be Daytona when we go there in July. So that means we'll have 17 different winners, which means one person that has a win will be knocked out of the chase.
Marty, does that 17 include Joey Logano?
Oh yeah, 18.
Oh boy.
Wait,
Oh, jeez.
wait. So Logano's win doesn't count for the chase, right?
No, because he failed that post-race inspection at Richmond. All right. Next question on discussion time is we're going back to the first-time winners. Who gets their first win next? Michael, you're first.
Well, I already said it a few minutes ago. Chase Elliott, and you know where? This weekend in Michigan. Logan, who do you think?
For what?
Who's gonna get their first win?
Eric Jones.
Eric Jones is gonna be next.
All right. Jake.
I'm gonna have to disagree with Mike and go with Eric Jones.
Wow.
All right. Cody.
I'm gonna say Chase Elliott gets his first one next. Despite
point.
that, I might have to make a different pick later.
Good boy, Cody.
Okay. I'm going with Chase Elliott. We're going to Michigan this weekend, and he's going to get his first win. That's where NASCAR is going. You know it. That's right.
Like Eric Jones.
What about you, Calvin?
I don't jump ship. I'm sticking with Suarez. Suarez is going to get it.
What?
I'm not jumping. Suarez will beat Chase Elliott this weekend.
And that's where he got his first win in Xfinity Series competition. Let's mention that. All right. So the next question on discussion time is regarding the drivers only broadcast we had in the Xfinity Series. In my opinion, I liked it. So a lot of people actually did like it. So should we have more drivers only broadcasts when we get to the Xfinity Series next year, or maybe see some on NBC? Let's go to Logan first.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't see very much of it, but I liked it.
You can't hear him. He's really quiet. He's at Michael's house, by the way. Jake, you're up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, it depends on who's doing it. To me, I liked it, but I don't know. I feel like some drivers could butcher it.
Okay. Cody.
Let's see. If we have more variety of drivers that would be willing to do these drivers only broadcasts, like eventually have Kyle Busch in there, which I'm not 100% sure if they will approve. Daniel Suarez in there, Brad Keselowski in there, and more drivers to join these driver-only broadcasts, then that would be amazing. So I'd like to see more of those driver-only broadcasts of the Xfinity Series because that is quite entertaining in my opinion. I really liked it at Pocono, and that's probably one of my favorite parts of that Xfinity race on Saturday, other than my driver winning.
I believe we need to have more of those drivers only broadcasts next year. I mean, I don't think NBC will do it because they don't want to steal Fox's idea. And so I believe we could see it at not just Pocono, but also a track where Fox gets less viewers. So maybe I want to say a short track like Phoenix, but I'm not too sure. Don't count me on that. What do you think, Kelvin?
Don't get me wrong, I like it and all, but Marty, you and I are in the communications major business. So if you really want drivers taking over your job or jobs away from you, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it. I mean, it's great if it's Xfinity, but you know where they test that stuff out at? The lower levels.
Yeah.
And then they bring it up to the pro level.
Mm-hmm.
So guess where that's going to end up?
Cup.
It's going to end up in Cup Series. With
Yes.
retired drivers, it'll only be retired drivers doing commentary for it.
And TNT does that in the NBA with players only.
So that's the way it's trending because, granted, you're going to have to pay them more because, they were making this much money racing. They're going to get this much money. Granted, they could pay you and I less to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they're going to want people that'll put people in the stands
Yeah.
and tuning into the station. And guess what? That's not NASCAR's fault. That's not something that Fox should have any control over. That should be NASCAR figuring out a way to make it work, and they're doing that with their format. Their new format, the stage racing is working. You just don't see the numbers for it because Marty, they don't release numbers.
Yeah.
But every 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So your numbers for this season won't come out till the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
And then new numbers for this July through October won't come out till November.
Yeah.
So don't tell me it's not working yet.
Yeah. All right, Michael.
I thought it was entertaining, but you know what? It still didn't really make a difference. I was hoping with having all the Cup guys on pit road and up in the booth and in the Hollywood Hotel would stop a Cup guy from winning the race. But you know what? A Cup driver still dominated the race. A Cup driver still won the race. And you know what? That Cup driver is my least favorite driver. So I honestly don't care for it, but
It's his least favorite driver.
But you gotta give respect to Keselowski, though.
I give 0.
But because he interviewed Ryan Blaney and Victor, I got more respect for him off of that.
I just have respect for him
yeah.
for the Miller Lite car. That's about it.
That's because that's what you like to do.
Kelvin brought up a pretty good point though about like us wanting to be me wanting to be a communications major and you guys already being that.
Come to GCC. You can hang out with us too.
I don't really want my job to be taken by guys who I'm supposed to be,
Commentating about.
Dating about, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So next question for you guys regarding the Timothy Peters accident.
Wait a minute. Was I able to answer the whole question about like saying that Brad Keselowski was like the main interviewer? Was that it? Sorry,
we
I
said
got
that
off track.
we said that was Jamie Little's idea because she was supposed to interview Ryan Blaney and Victor Lane, but she said, "Actually, you know what? Let's get Brad to interview Ryan because Ryan interviewed Brad."
Yeah, she tweeted about how Fox was cool with it and told her to give all of her stuff to Brad and get him over there quickly.
Yay, Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why Fox's sports ratings are higher than ESPN.
Or NBC.
NBC's actually
Because
got
Fox messed the race.
Yeah,
I don't care what
They're
anyone
better
says.
than they were before they
The only
lost.
thing that's going to stink with NBC is switches over to NBC. They go to commercial every 3 minutes.
Nothing but commercials.
Drives me
NBC.
nuts.
Yeah.
I just call them.
Got to think about it. Like, I hate the commercials too, but nowadays it's like the only way they're bringing in money because the sponsors are short.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They give me side by side the whole race on NBC.
Absolutely, and on Fox as well. I mean, I know Fox does.
Yeah, but Fox isn't every 3 minutes. Fox at least gives you Fox will go like every 3 minutes when they're Talladega because nothing ever happens there besides the big one. So they'll do it at like bigger tracks where nothing usually happens.
It will be interesting with the stage racing, especially because when we have like those stage breaks, it'll give NBC time to get their commercials.
That's when
going
that's when they should be pumping their commercials is during the end of every stage because they run 15 laps on their caution after every
Well,
stage.
that's sure what they made it sound like they were going to do at the beginning, before the season even started, when they announced the stage racing, that they could be caution free for the entire, or they could be commercial free for the entire stage, and then once that stage caution came out, then they could go to commercial. Let's do again. That commercial or that the commercial break would come on and they talk to the driver and go back to racing. That's what they made it sound
And
like.
everybody got excited about it because you thought it was going to be, it's uninterrupted racing. You're going to drive in viewers. Your viewers are going to stay longer because they're seeing more of a race and not commercials every 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And yet we're still getting it just as much and then more during the 15 laps of caution in between each stage, which is astronomical. I don't like that it counts laps towards the race. It shouldn't count laps towards the race if you're running stages.
Yeah.
NBC, nothing but crap.
Nothing but commercials, Jake.
I still call it nothing but crap.
Like what Walter said on that Jeff Dunham comedy routine.
What's
one night.
NBC's top-rated television program?
The Voice, pretty sure.
Go figure, a musical show.
That's why they have Blake Shelton as their intro man.
Blake Shelton's done that for next season.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah, he's leaving.
Wow.
He's going to pursue other aspects of acting or something like that.
Now that's as interesting. What's Adam going to do without Blake?
Adam probably leave too.
Yeah. Anyway, next question for you guys. Let's talk about the truck series. So Timothy Peters, when he got in the grass, his car dug into the splitter. This has been in a lot of arguments all over social media as well. But his car digs into the splitter. The splitter digs in, and then the tire or the suspension, whatever it was, digs in and then sends the car upside down. Now, we've seen a lot of problems with splitters lately, like especially in the Open, the All-Star Open, when Eric Jones tried to make that 3-wide pass on Chase Elliott and Daniel Suarez. His car got into the grass and it ended his night. So the next question is it time to get rid of the splitter? Jake, you're first.
You said it once, and I'll say it. Get rid of splitters.
Okay, Cody.
Let's see. I was talking about this with the NROA podcast yesterday.
Shout out to them.
Decided that I think we should at least trim the splitters. Don't get rid of them completely, but like get rid of half of their splitters, just so the splitters wouldn't really affect the damage in the car all that much. So I say just decrease the splitter to where they can have good momentum, but whenever it goes to the grass, it doesn't give them all that much damage. So that's all I gotta say about the splitter.
Got to get rid of the splitters easily. We can't get rid of tires because what the heck would we do without tires? Can't get.
Well,
I mean, we could
Just
get rid.
use the wheels? That'd be ridiculous.
I mean, we could get rid of grass, but however, that's tough though because then the tracks have to deal with the environmental specialists, stuff people, whoever you call those guys. And the splitter though
you don't-
is very easy to get rid of. You go to the R&D, the NASCAR R&D people, figure out a 2018 chassis concept for all three series that doesn't have a splitter but has the valences that we saw in the Gen 4s. I mean, look at this. Before we had the car of tomorrow with the splitter on it, you could race with the grass fine. I mean, let's look at Dale Earnhardt back in the Winston for a few of many years ago, where he made that pass in the grass, even though it wasn't really a pass,
It was not
basically a
really-
save. Yeah. He makes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Marty,
His car did not get damaged at all. And then with the splitters now, we're seeing cars get a lot of damage because of it. And also, if we get rid of the splitters, it'll mean less downforce on the car, meaning more passing you see in the races. What are we going to say, Jake?
Marty, not only would it be environmentally bad, but it would be financially bad because you know how much that would cost just to cover the whole grass, just replace it with concrete and stuff.
Absolutely. I get they want to use it as like a skid pad and stuff like that, like when Kyle Busch had that accident at Daytona that broke his lug. Like, not only did we have more safer barriers, but we're getting like more skid pads now, especially in that same area where Kyle Busch spun. What do you think, Calvin?
You and I have had debates about this for like a month now. I said they needed to go before they even were a thing, because you heard that it was coming, and I said it's not going to be good. And that Peters incident is only the latest one to cause the whole controversy to come up again.
And the worst one.
His splitter digs in, he loses a tire, his car goes airborne, comes off to the side that the tire didn't lose, and then flips. But the splitter is what caused the whole thing.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have that splitter, he's just driving straight through the grass and probably still going to hit the wall on the other side because it's going too quick. But he's still going to hit the wall. But I'd rather see a guy hit the wall than flip over and anything else happen. There was a lot of grass in that car.
Yeah.
I've watched like 6 different angles of this flip.
Yeah, we saw you could see the in-car camera on Fox, and oh my goodness, all the earth in that race car. Vince Welch set it straight on. That was crazy.
So get rid of the splitter. NASCAR, you make enough money in research and development to figure this out. Make it a little bit safer on your driver from going airborne every time they hit the grass and ruining a multi-million-dollar race car.
Mm-hmm. All right, Michael, you're next.
I'm gonna throw it to Logan real quick. Turn the microphone up to your face.
No thanks.
Okay, I can see
Thanks,
this
you have
one.
to leave.
Oh, okay. Say goodbye to Logan.
Bye, Logan.
Bye, Logan.
Gotta go around.
Bye, Logan.
Adios, Logan.
All right. So the splitters. Yeah, you said it best, Marty. Get rid of splitters.
I haven't done it without the camera shake yet, by the way.
What?
You remember that live stream I did with my reactions, like a few hours after the Pocono race? I shook the camera around while yelling, "Get rid of splitters."
No, I don't.
This is why you have to watch the entire thing, dude. Anyway.
Max the Hedgehog typed in, I'm imagining Marty writing a letter saying, Dear NASCAR, get rid of splitters, and then send that to...
Yeah, I could actually do that. No, I'm just kidding. They wouldn't even listen to me. They'd probably, I don't know what they would do. They'd probably just throw it away and say it's spam. Alrighty.
Okay. So, anyways,
Okay, so the next question. Sorry.
like you said, Marty, it sparked a lot of debate on social media about whether or not the splitters caused the accident or whatever. Well, then people were saying, it was the side of the car, but we saw examples this weekend of why we should get rid of side skirts too. Because when Timothy Peters went into the grass, his splitter dug in, and it sent the car into the air, causing it to spin sideways. and then the side skirts dug into the sticking grass, and that flipped the car over. So now we have reasons why we should get rid of the side skirt, why we should get rid of the splitters. Too many times these splitters are digging into the ground, digging into the grass, tearing up these guys' cars and ruining their day. That just shouldn't happen. Back when everyone said the racing was good, we didn't have splitters. You know, I mean, I just don't understand why NASCAR is putting all their money into all this other random crap when they could be putting it into research and development, trying to find a way to make these cars safer, get rid of the splitters, get rid of the side skirts, go back to what we used to do or something. Just make you guys have all this money that you can put into research and development. Heck, you can make a bunch of different packages and then go test them at places like New Hampshire or Michigan or Daytona or something like that. Why aren't we doing that? Why are we doing all these useless Goodyear tire tests and stuff? The tires are good because we test them. So we need to test packages that we can make them good.
All right. Got something from a fan here, Night Racing or Tristan. He says, make a combination of the Gen 4 and the Gen 6 cars. Gen 6 cars, but with the valence and no side skirts, maybe allow tandeming again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bring back
exactly. Exactly right.
Already? So the next question for you guys is we're in the Indy car race. A little bit of arguments going on between James Hinchcliffe and Tony Kanaan on whose fault it was. So let's ask you guys, whose fault was it in the Hinch-Kanaan crash? Cody, you're first.
Nobody, because I didn't watch the IndyCar race.
Cody, I'm gonna say this. I did not watch the IndyCar race at all. I was at a bonfire, but I did see the crash, and I believe it was Tony Kanaan's line because the low line is the line you want to run, and I get Hinch was trying to side draft so he could keep that position. As you hear about the Sabres, by the way. Yeah. It's between Kelvin and I. But anyway, so going back to this topic here, I want to say it's Hinch's fault because I don't think he really needed this side draft. It was basically Kanaan's spot, and Hinch was just being aggressive at a time he should not have been aggressive, in my opinion. Kelvin.
Well, you have one that's already taken blame for it. So, do we really need to have the argument that Hinch said it was his fault? Hinch said it.
Yeah, true.
Kanaan's going to say, oh, sure, it was my fault. But they're arguing about it, and then Hinch says it's his fault. There's no debate about it. It's Hinch's fault.
All right, Michael.
Well, I still want to debate about it because that's what we do on the show. We debate.
It's first take.
I think it was Michaela Lotion's fault, to be honest with you. What the crap are you doing making it 3 wide with 100 laps to go at Texas? What are you doing? And you have a teammate underneath you? That was their teammates, right?
Alotion and Hinch are teammates, yeah.
Okay, good. And you have a teammate underneath you? What are you thinking, man? What are you thinking? You just wrecked your teammate? I mean, you just cost millions of dollars of damage. Why did he make it 3 wide with 100 laps to go?
Okay,
Yeah,
let's show you guys the rack for those of you guys that are watching on video. Oops. Uh-oh.
I know that other drivers were racing that way too, but you'll see here. I don't know what he was thinking. I just don't know what he was thinking. He was going to make up 2 positions on the outside. 3 wide. 3 wide hadn't worked the other night. You see Kanaan come up, and then Hinch and them make contact. But Hinch had nowhere else to go because he had Alotion on his outside. If Alotion wasn't there, he could have just come up the track. He would have probably seen Kanaan there, but a spotter probably told him 3 wide, you're in the middle, and then the hole just squeezed too tightly, and he just had nowhere to go.
Let's fast forward to another angle. Here's the replay. So you see Hinch up top, Kanaan's on the bottom, and then, yeah, you're right. Alotion tries to make it 3 wide, and Hinch does not have any room. And I changed my mind based off of that. With Alotion going 3 wide, Hinch didn't really have that much room. It's like when in our 2003 races when 4 wide doesn't work and one person in the middle is just being and banging with the guys on the high line and the low line.
Show that replay again.
I say that's just racing.
Kanaan did come up, yes. So it is partly his
Farther
fault.
back.
But that's just how you get into the corner. You have to come up so that you can get a good angle. had Alosha not been there, not made that stupid move with 100 laps to go, we still would have had 20 cars in the race instead of 9 with what we finished with.
I'm going to take it back, and it's the white car's fault. Watch that replay again.
You think it's Ed Jones's fault?
Where does he?
Or Vaudier?
Watch where he goes.
Yeah, Vaudier.
Watch what happens at the beginning of it. Go all the way back. All the way back. Right there. Who's behind all this that causes him to go outside? Roop caused him to go outside. Where's he
Does
supposed
Mike
to go?
go
Hit the brake?
between?
You're going 210 miles an hour. You're supposed to hit the brake right there? Because you're going to have a white car up your butt, or you're going to run into the back of your teammate if you don't, because the white car is going up that fast.
So the car behind all this is what caused the wreck. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Vaudier.
Where's he supposed to go? He's got to go outside. If he goes down, he's wrecking himself. He's got to go out.
I think
I agree
Because
with
if he
you.
breaks,
Yeah.
because if he breaks right there, he's gonna get hit by the guy behind him. So he has nowhere to go.
Okay, but you got to think. 100 laps
Hang
to
on.
go. 100 laps to go. There has to still be some kind of give and take with these cars. I mean, they are so extremely fragile. I mean, we saw even the lightest of contact can send 10 cars into the wall. You just got to use your head. Look at the
All right, watch this.
See, they were clear. He could have come down, but then he would have to come back up because
If he goes down, that guy's going down too, and he's gonna run into the back of his teammate.
check up. I don't know. Check up.
He checks up. He's got him in his rear. So either
No,
way, there's
he
gonna be a
was already
2-car
going down
pile
at
up.
the bottom before he had a chance to. He was already going down at the bottom.
This is going to give us a better angle. Watch this. Oh, nope, that's from behind. It's from Ed Carpenter's on board. You see, and then he just has... Nah, he just got loose.
The second that you check up in these cars, you're going around.
Yeah.
You can't check up. You got to move outside. Granted, yeah, he had more room to get he had more room to get those 3.
I don't remember who the white car was, but I don't see it. It was completely out of his control. I just don't see how you can blame someone who it was completely out of their control. I just don't see that.
Let's see what people are saying in the chat. I'll tell you guys what they're saying. So so Tristan is saying he believes TK moved up, that's Kanan, and Hinch moved down. It was a racing incident. And then he says, yes, the 7 didn't need to make it 3 wide that early. Now Sada with a few to go. He caused a wreck, but that was with 2 to go, and he was going for a win, which I agree with Tristan once again on that. We got new guys here. NASCAR Gaming 2017, Zero Gravity Gaming, or ZGG. He says that he thinks that NASCAR should, first of all, going back to the Timothy Pierce question, remove the splitters and then remove the infield grass and most tracks. RTN Best, Julius, says that it was Tony's fault. He didn't give enough room. Tristan says that Vaudier had nothing to do with this. He was just an innocent bystander. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to play a legal idea here real quick because we are reaching the top of the hour, and it's FCC regulations. So let me play that real quick for you guys. It'll be 15 seconds.
you forgot me.
And we're back here on Motorsports.
Yeah.
Kelvin and I just saw something else. But anyway, we have one more question on discussion time before we get to the predictions.
Marty, you forgot me.
Oh, we've got Jake. Oops, I'm sorry, Jake.
Marty, you forget somebody every week. It seems.
Yeah, I do.
So going back to your who caused it, I'm gonna have to agree with Kelvin and go with Ed Jones. He could have went to the outside, just avoid it all, just move out of the way, just like lap cars that you see in pretty much every racing sport there is. I think it would be common sense by every driver by now. You just get out of the way. If much faster car is about to pass you. Yeah.
Okay. So now we get to our final question discussion time. It's an interesting question. Let's talk about Danica Patrick. So there was a little bit of controversy over the weekend in Pocono. So a fan tried to get autographs from Danica Patrick, but Patrick's security team denied fans autographs, leading to the supporters to boo the drivers. Patrick heard the fans and decided to do something about it. Now, this was captured on Facebook Live. We're not going to play it because there is some language in it, so I'm just going to say it without the language in it. So Patrick quotes, beginning the quote, "Since I'm old, instead of taking the booing, I want to tell you I'm doing the very best I can. If you're a real fan, you know that I'm not just like, my job is to sign autographs, right? My job is to drive a car and tell the crew chief what's going on. I don't appreciate the booing. It hurts my feelings. I'm an expletive person. You know what I mean? I'm a person too. I have feelings. When you boo me, it hurts my feelings. Please just be supportive fans. I'll do everything that I can. I can only do so much, so please understand that," end quote. So the question is, did Danica make a good decision to confront her fans? So here is what I believe. I get that a driver's job coming first is to sign autographs. I get that the fans are another reason why they support Danica and they want to meet Danica. But here's the thing. If she's at the car with the crew chief, she's focused on being at the car with her crew chief. I believe I understand why she doesn't want to sign autographs because she's focused on the car and with the crew chiefs. But confronting the fans, I mean, I don't like what the fans booed her, but I don't really like what Danica said, to be honest, especially with that language. I did hear that she could get penalized by NASCAR because of that. That's my take on it. Now I'll mention something else. Back in 2015 in Michigan, when I met when I tried to get Jimmy Johnson autograph, this was post race, by the way. I'll mention this. Post race, I tried to get Jimmy Johnson's autograph, and I'm wearing my Jimmy Johnson shirt. I go up to him, and his security team, which is probably his PR lady, says he's not signing at all. No reason at all. He's not focused on the car, not focused on the crew chief. I don't get it. And luckily, then later on, I get Dale Jr.'s hat. So that's what I didn't like. That's what I didn't like about it back then. Yeah, because Jimmy he wasn't really focused on anything. He was just walking back to his RV, and I'm trying to get his autograph, and he refuses. That's my take on it. You're next, Calvin.
So let's see here. Yet another example of people going a little too far and the driver sticking up for themselves. You don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I get she's not the greatest of all drivers in the world, so sure, maybe she should sign that autograph, but is it really that important to get an autograph with somebody who's probably not going anywhere? Yeah, she's the first major female star in NASCAR. That's cool. She hasn't done anything. She's not LeBron James. She's not Kyrie Irving. She's not Steph Curry. She's not Kevin Durant. She's not Amelia Earhart. She's a woman driver who stuck up for herself, and I applaud that. If you were getting booed and you're famous, are you going to sit there and take it?
No.
Kyle Busch embraces it.
He loves it.
She doesn't like it. She said something about it. Okay, good job, Danica. You stuck up for yourself. I have more respect for Danica Patrick for that.
You're actually kind of right. That does change my mind about that.
She stuck up for herself.
Yeah, true. You're right. That's a good point. I actually do agree with you on that.
I wouldn't want to get booed, but sure, you're not going to please everybody. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, NASCAR is the one sport where you have almost instant access to any driver you want every time you go to a track. They're out and about with fans at meet and greets. You don't have to pay for. It's included in buying a ticket to a race. It's including in your camping weekend because they're there. They're camping right there with you. Most of the time, you're 200, 300 feet away at Watkins Glen. You can go be there in 3 minutes, in like a 4-minute walk. From my campsite to where they camp out in their trailers is like 3.5 minutes. And you can sit right outside the camp gate. Either they sign or they don't sign. You can buy a garage pass and go get their autograph while you're walking through the garage area. So she didn't want to sign one day. I applaud her for sticking up for herself. Yeah, she's getting booed. Okay, I'm going to address this. Does she have to do it in that tone necessarily? No. But it's the heat of the moment. People do stupid stuff in the heat of the moment. Does Danica probably wish she can go back and change how she worded that? Probably. But I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's Danica's fault. Shouldn't do it that way. No, I'm glad. I have more respect for her. She stuck up for herself. Good job.
All right. I've been waiting to hear the next guy's opinion on this. The fans. No, I'm just kidding. Michael, let's hear that, buddy. Let's hear that.
All right, you want to hear it? Boo! I'm going to do that next time I see Danica at the racetrack.
And then she's probably going to confront you as well.
You can't handle the truth. Anyways, no, I don't like what Danica did. I don't like how she handled it. I get that your job is to drive the car, tell the crew chief what needs to be adjusted. That's not your entire job, though. Your job is to interact with the fans, sign autographs, talk with them, not cuss at them and be disrespectful. Like, come on now. Like Kelvin said, you're not going to please everyone in the world. But for whatever reason, she just doesn't seem to understand that. I guess she thinks that everyone likes her, and then she just hears booing, and then, oh, that hurts my feelings. I thought people liked me. You know,
But at the same time, if you want her autograph, then you're going to boo her. What's the point of wanting her autograph?
Yeah.
I've had bad experiences with Danica, so this may be a little biased coming, but she's done this before, and I'm not surprised she did it. What people seem to forget is that Austin Dillon came over a few moments later in that Facebook Live video, and he started signing autographs. So Austin Dillon has the same job as her, right? Am I wrong? But he had time to sign autographs and interact with the fans and put a smile on his face.
But at the same time, you don't know what Danica has done that day for fans. You
Yeah.
don't know what she's done. You don't know. Maybe Austin Dillon didn't have to get up at 4 a.m. to put on his makeup and then go do all those feminine things, because it takes women about 15 more hours than it does a guy to get ready.
I'll say this: if you can't, if you're a celebrity, which Danica is, she's not only a race car driver, she is a celebrity. She is known worldwide. If you can't handle booing, you shouldn't be a celebrity. You just need to get out of it. You just don't belong. You don't. If you can't handle booing, if you can't embrace it, if you can't strive to do better to impress people, maybe have a little bit more respect for you, even though they don't like you, then you just don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to be in the spot you're in.
So what you're saying
Like I
is,
said,
as a
you
fan,
can't
you have the right to
you
do
just
whatever you
can't-
want to anybody because they're famous.
What'd you say?
So as a fan, you're saying it's all right to do whatever you want because somebody's famous to that person, and then not say anything about it.
You have the right to show how you feel about someone. If you don't like them, then you have the right to boo at them.
But that person
And
has
if
no
that
right
person
to come and
handles it,
confront you about that?
then that's their problem.
So you're saying that the celebrity needs to just suck it up and deal with it, and can't
Yeah.
defend themselves about it?
Or embrace it.
Kyle Busch
take that-
embraces it, but
Yeah, he embraces it, and look how good he is.
okay. So Danica's not that good, so she can't stand up for herself.
She can stand up for herself. She just didn't do it in a very respectful manner.
Which is what we said. The wording was wrong, but you have to respect the fact that she had the courage to stand up for herself. It's like that one girl on Colin Cowherd's TV show when
Kristen
Lonzo
Leahy.
Ball was on there.
What were you talking about first take?
No, when Colin Cowherd on FS1,
that guy.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball came on as a guest, and there's a girl that sits like
Oh yeah,
across the
Kristen
studio,
Leahy.
and Lonzo Ball addressed her as "You stand in your place. You stay in your place," and wouldn't look at her. It is like a whole thing, and she defended herself. She's just as famous as Danica Patrick is now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with the way Danica worded it, but I'm going to tell you right now, I applaud her for doing something about it.
I can't change the fact that Danica defended herself. I can't. I have to go based off of what she did. I just don't like the way she did it. And looking at what all the other drivers in the sport do, they take it. You know, they handle it. They don't get all sour and go over and confront the fans. You know, they take it.
I kind of wonder what.
Danica defending herself is how she did it. I don't agree with it, but that's what she did, and I have to go based off of that.
Wait a minute. Because I can guarantee you I can go on YouTube right now and find about 10 videos of drivers doing the same exact thing Danica Patrick did that are all men that did it. And I bet you it feels slightly different on it. I have grown men punching each other on YouTube grown fans and drivers getting into a fist fight because of a driver confronting something like this. And Danica, sure, she didn't do it with the right wording. I'll give you that. We've had men fighting each other because Tony Stewart wouldn't sign an autograph. Tony Stewart and his fan got in a fight because he wouldn't sign an autograph.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It happens.
From that was the Chili Bowl, right?
Yeah. It happens. It's not a knock on Danica just because she stood up for herself. I respect that. You stood up for yourself. You did something about it. Is it going to continue? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. That fan's still going to boo her every time he sees her now. Just like you're going to boo her every time you see her because you had a bad incident with her. It happens. But it doesn't give the fans the right to boo because she won't sign an autograph.
I'll tell you what Max the Hedgehog thinks about it. He actually agrees with Kelvin. He actually applauds that Danica stood up for herself because you don't really see that often.
It's just like the heckler at the Cavs game the other night in Game 4 when the Cavs were blowing them out. It's a Cavs fan behind the Warriors bench threatening Draymond Green. You can't sit there and say Draymond told the guy to I can't say the words on the radio, but basically told him to blank the blank up.
And here's the thing. If you're going to sit courtside and confront the players, you might as well not get courtside seats at all.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's a rich guy. He's season courtside ticket holder to the Cavs. I bet you he won't be back because Cleveland doesn't want that reputation. But they'll find somebody else who'll pay the money for that seat.
All right. I kind of wonder if Jake and Cody have anything to say.
I'll get ready.
All right, Jake.
I absolutely hate these types of fans because they make me defend people I don't even like. Like, Danica's not the only example to this, of these entitled fans thinking, hey, maybe if let me get an autograph for this person. The celebrity says no. Okay, now let's publicly shame him because he didn't take my request. I can't say it right. Anyways, sure, Danica didn't handle it well, but you can't just defend these fans for being entitled like that. We have autograph sessions for them. And yeah, I don't get why people have to boo her just because she rejected one fan for signing autographs. I mean, it's ridiculous.
All right.
Do we know for sure if that fan was booing her for not signing autographs?
Yes, that was the reason.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive.
Are you sure? You're
Yes.
100% sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do
Really.
we know that?
Because
fan
here's what they're saying
wasn't
on
he wasn't a Danica Patrick fan. How do we know? That person who posted the Facebook Live video wasn't the one doing the booing.
Nope, she wasn't. And here's the thing.
So how do we know for sure?
Okay, here's what it says. Okay, so I'm getting this off the New York Daily News. They're saying after qualifying for the Pocono 400, Patrick's security team denied fans' autograph, leading to the supporters to boo the driver.
How do we know that's why that one guy was booing, though? That's what the media is saying.
The
Sometimes
Facebook Live
media-
person is better than the other fans that would boo for saying thank you for your hard work.
How do we know? How do we know for sure? How do we know for sure?
All right, so that's on.
Maybe that guy booing got taken out of proportion. Maybe he was booing because he wasn't a Danica Patrick fan, not because she wasn't signing autographs. We don't know for sure.
All right, let's see.
100% for sure.
Let's see what else they're saying on you. All right, here's another source. USA Today. So it says Danica Patrick was booed by fans following Friday's qualifying after her security turned fans away for autographs. So yeah. Cody.
Security. Okay, I don't understand why security had to be involved in this, unless it's like a legit threat that happened or something like that. I do not see security just preventing a driver to sign autographs, and then the fans just booing at him. I mean, really? Well, in Danica's case, this one can be quite debatable if it was her fault or not. And here's the thing. People need to handle, like, getting hate from random people. That is such a thing. And all these big stars, like, you're not going to be liked by everybody. You're certainly not. but like booing because you don't sign an autograph. Either one, those fans are being like, I don't know, or two, they did not realize about the security situation. So either way, it could be both Danica's and the fans' fault. Fans because they did not realize about the true reason why they didn't have Danica sign the autographs, and Danica's fault for swearing at the fans. I mean, really, this brings me back to a while ago in the Truck Series race in the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. We remember one of the girls slapped Max Pappas. You know what happened?
That was Mike Breen's girl. Not Mike Breen. That's the ESPN guy. Mike Skeen.
What?
That was Mike's, because Mike Skeen was racing at that time, and his girlfriend decided to slap Pappas.
Oh my. But yeah, anyway, that girl, I did not know why you said dream girl, but that would be a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
But
And it would have been an appropriate discussion if we did this show 4 years ago.
yes. So yes, this girl, I know for certain was not allowed to come into any NASCAR venue for a while. I don't know.
She got banned for life.
Oh, banned for life. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I remember
Okay,
that.
then. So she's going to have to disguise as some, I don't know who, in order to get in the races now. Good job, you.
They probably have her like ID and stuff like that with like address, phone number, name. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. They're that tight, which that's not surprising at this point. But yeah, I'm just saying that it may be both of the sides' faults for those reasons that I just stated.
Can I mention this as well regarding the booing stuff? Let's give you another example. Sports commissioners. You hear Roger Goodell, Gary Bettman, and Adam Silver. They get booed all the time, whether it's the NBA draft or they're giving away a trophy. Or the
Adam Silver didn't
championship
get booed at the NBA draft.
I heard boos. I heard boos at the when Warriors were getting presented the NBA trophy.
Kind of weird that since Adam Silver allowed that super team to be created, that Warriors fans were booing him.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
I didn't hear it.
But yeah, Roger Goodell, he doesn't stand up. Adam Silver does, but well, Gary Bettman, he actually kind of does. I remember when I think it was the draft in Philadelphia a few years back. Gary Bettman says, "Philadelphia, come on, isn't this the city of brotherly love?"
Yeah, he was making that joke though. He wasn't
Yeah.
being serious, but at the same time, those guys get paid more than a NASCAR driver does.
Yeah,
They
'Cause
get
of the-
paid more in a year. You know what
'cause of
Roger
the
Goodell's
head
salary
hunters.
was? Like $54 million.
yeah.
So when Danica Patrick makes $54 million in a year, I'll tell her to suck up and take the booing every once in a while.
Alrighty, now it's time for the predictions. So, after the weekend in Pocono, Cody has taken the points lead with 53. I'm currently second with 49. Michael is third with 48. Jake is fourth with 44. And our guest area, which is Kelvin, he has 16 points. The order is going to be Kelvin, Jake, Michael, myself, and Cody. We're going to do 3 races this weekend. Even though we have 5, I don't think we have time for 2 of them. So we took out the ARCA race at Michigan and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. We're going to do the 3 main NASCAR races we have. So the first one we have is the Xfinity Series race at Michigan. That's at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday on FS1. Let's give you your notable entries. Unfortunately, I have bad news to say. He's in the 18. Him. Okay, so all radio people, you don't know it, but we have someone that we call him. We don't mention his name when he drives the 18 because he'll always win. And that guy is Kyle Busch. Keselowski, by the way, is in the 22. Hamlin, the 20. Paul Menard's actually in the 2 instead. So, yeah. Take it, Kelvin.
Do I even have to? It's
Yeah.
going to be that number 18 car. There's no point. It's going to be the 18. Got to get the money.
All right, Jake.
Welcome to our panel.
Jake.
That's one of the secrets.
I'm not choosing him. I'm not choosing him. I'm not choosing him. William Byron.
Ooh, I like that one too.
Okay. Michael.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cody.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
The new Kyle Busch is out, so that means the old one's gonna be in.
All right. Let's move on to the next race. It's a standalone race for the Camping World Truck Series. They're at Gateway on, I believe it's Saturday night at 8:30 p.m., and that is on FS1. So we actually have 27 trucks entered for this weekend. Once again, you don't see any of those. It's because of Red Horse Racing, and you don't see those Bushwhackers racing once again. I do want to confirm the 99 is also going to be driven by Timothy Peters. This is off of JC. They said they didn't have a driver yet, but now they do. The 44 is not on that list anymore. They have dropped out of that. So it's a 27-car roster for this weekend. Your pick, Kelvin.
Todd Gillard, 51. Kyle Busch.
Todd Gillen?
Yep.
Okay. Jake.
No man, this is tough. I'm just gonna go with Christopher Bell.
All right, Michael.
Back to back.
Chase Briscoe.
You say Chase Briscoe? Michael?
Chase Briscoe.
All right. My pick, I'm going to say he almost won, so close to winning. This time, he's going to avenge that loss. Chase Briscoe wins it. Cody.
I'm also gonna say Chase Briscoe.
Alrighty. So we have 3 Briscoes, 1 Bell, and 1 Gilliland. Now we get to our featured race. So for the featured race, once again, you cannot pick the same driver. This is where we use our diecast cars. It's the Cup race at Michigan at 3 o'clock on FS1. So you guys get your cars ready.
I'll get my car or cars in case somebody steals my predictions, and then I'll get my camera ready.
All right, we are waiting. Let me turn our mics off real quick. Got it. Calvin's got his ready, so why don't you go ahead and make your pick first, Calvin?
All right, I'm back.
This guy finally gets back in victory lane after a really long dry spell.
Epi, sorry.
He puts that Farmers Insurance Rick Hendrick Chevrolet
You mean Farmers Insurance? Dun 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 dun.
back in victory lane at Michigan for his second time in his career. Casey Kane is going back to victory lane at Michigan.
Now that's a bold pick, man. That's a bold pick.
Granted, I think Great Clips might be on the car this weekend.
Now, here's the problem.
I can confirm with you that it's Farmers.
Thank you, Farmers.
All right, Jake.
Okay, unfortunately, I do not have diecast, but I have something close to it. Okay? It's not. Okay, you guys left me with the most obvious choice ever. Yeah, Chase Elliott goes back to victory lane. Or goes
Still
to victory
Michael's
lane.
pick, I'm guessing, huh?
Yeah, it's Chase Elliott,
yeah.
but I know it's a Jeff Gordon diecast, but still.
Hey, this is why I like to bring 4 diecast cards for me in case you guys steal my pick. Like what Michael did last week when he picked Denny Hamlin. This is what happens when you
Yeah,
roll the
he-
points that are going into Pocono.
Yep, that's what I get for being a points leader from Michigan. I was gonna choose Chase Elliott, and I thought Michael was gonna take that pick.
I'll regain my throne soon.
Okay, as we wait
Well, you're
for
not even
Michael.
I know, bud. Hang on, something's off of my camera again.
See, this is why we call you the guy that has trouble with the camera.
Oh, great. Why it won't let me leave this call? Ugh. Keep on pressing the red button and it will not let me leave.
That's because we call you the guy that has trouble with Hangouts. Okay, we're waiting for you, Michael. Let's see here. It's 5:24 right now. It's gonna take him probably 8 days to come back and get a diecast. So that means he'll get 0 points. Okay. It'll most likely take him 2 days to come and make his prediction.
And Marty will be in Michigan by then.
Shh. I was not going to tell people now you just spoiled it. Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome. I figured they already knew.
Yeah, they knew. I was telling them, don't tell people that I'm going to Michigan because then social media stuff freaks out, and they could get my last name, they could get my address, and then they could come and rob my house.
Marty. I just said you. I didn't say your whole
Okay, so
rest of your
I
crew.
see the problem now. You know what it is?
All right, Michael, you ready?
Come on, Mike.
I don't know.
I heard his
Who
microphone
you guys
going up.
picked?
All right,
Who you
Kelvin
guys
picked
picked?
Casey Kane. Kelvin picked Casey Kane, and Jake picked Chase Elliott.
No, I'm not ready.
Don't worry, Michael. I thought you were going to
Oh,
steal
okay,
Chase
nice.
Elliott from me.
I'll regain my throne soon.
Oh my goodness. And now we wait. Now
Yeah,
we
just
wait.
Just wait after Infineon.
You want the throne eventually?
I'll regain my throne.
All right, Elijah. Let's just say here real quick.
By the way, my phone died. That's why I left. Joey Logano.
Okay. And thanks for stealing my pick again because I was about to pick him. Dang you!
Man, you're down to 2 diecast cars left there, Marty.
Well,
Oh,
I can't pick
wow,
Chase or
this is gonna
Logano.
be
They're out.
good.
So I mean, you're down.
So that leaves me with 2. Yeah, but you know what? I actually am
You
gonna.
do have a cell phone.
I do have a cell phone. That's right. Shout out to Apple for making sick iPhones. This driver, I'm going to pick. Now, okay. Here's my question. How long is Michigan?
How long is what?
How long is Michigan? What's the track length?
2 miles, like 2.14 miles or something like
It's
that.
2 miles.
2 miles.
What's the other track length? What's the other track that has a 2-mile track?
California.
Who won at California?
Yeah.
I know who you.
Kyle Larson.
Guess what? Guess who wins this weekend?
Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson, baby.
Are
Wait,
you
what'd you think?
stinking serious?
That's
That's a first! That is a first!
30 people picked the same one.
Great! First Chase Rogers stealing Chase Elliott. What's going on today?
Hey, Cody, I got 2 diecast left if you want them. I got Brick, Sosky, and Kenzen. But, okay, I'm going to be honest. If we could pick the same driver, I would have picked Chase Elliott, in my opinion. Because I just had
Me
Chase
too.
Elliott. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's reflect here, folks. I'm gonna do the same thing that Michael did at Phoenix when this happened to him. I was first gonna choose Chase Elliott, but then Jake took him. And then I was gonna pick Kyle Larson, but Marty took him. So now it goes down to my 3rd pick, and I am not really sure if he's gonna do all that good at Michigan. Oh boy! And now we
Well, I got good news for you, Cody. Elijah just said that's going on the funniest moments of 2017.
Okay, thank you, Elijah. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I got good news and bad news, but I'm going to give you the good news about this driver first. Now, we've seen him around the track, and I'm probably going to derp on this, by the way, so be on the lookout. So, this driver, okay, this will probably be a huge spoiler, but where did all the rookies finish at Auto Club?
I don't know.
Don't say anything, folks.
Top 10.
Like, what are the rookies, like, is there any rookies that finish in the top 10?
Probably.
He's
only-
going with. I know who he's going with.
No, I think I know who he's going with too.
Hang on, don't say anything yet.
At least he has his camera set up.
Yeah, I see your fan.
Yeah, I already got the camera set up here, yep.
Yeah,
That's
Cody.
going to be
I
my
see
camera
your-
set up for if I were to show a car.
Hey,
Now,
Marty.
here's what I'm
Yeah.
going to say that is going to be a
Co-
huge thing. for the first time in 2017, I do not have a car to present for him because I have no exact idea how to present this one. So he has been a rookie, and he is in the borderline of making the chase. Now, will he make the chase? Depending on how many winners we got, he probably won't be making the chase if we get 2 or 3 more. But with his consistency, I'm pretty sure he will be battling for a win at some point. Everybody say hello to your first career winner, not Chase Elliott, but Eric Jones.
Here, Cody, I got a diecast to represent him.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me guess, the Kenny Wallace one?
No, it's a Steve. Well, close enough.
Steve
It's
Wallace. Here you go. I got
Oh,
you.
wow. Thanks, Jake.
Hey, Jake, why'd you steal my license plate? I just saw a New York license plate playing in the background.
What? Oh, you saw the license plate? Here. Can you blur him out?
I'm just messing with you. Dude. Okay. So that is going to do it for this episode of Motorsports 360. We will be back next week. Same time, same place. 8-7 Central. Oh, not 8-7. That was when we do on Just Hangouts. 4-3 Central.
Dodge, not really.
Not really. Yeah, not really. But we can't say on the radio because we're commercial free. I mean, we can just say the brand, but we just can't say how much they are. But anyway, yeah. So next week, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Next Tuesday, you know where to be. For Kelvin, for Michael, for Jake, for Cody, Marty. Saying so long. We'll see you guys later. Say bye, everyone.
Adios.
Bye.
Goodbye.
In the Dodge.
And a dodge.
Oh, darn it, I just had some